Hello everyone. In the last session we have discussed about the registers available in the 8051 microcontroller and their functions. Today in this session we will discuss about the pin details of 8051 microcontroller and how they have classified as ports and their functions. 8051 is a 40 pin dual inline package pins, means we have two rows having 20 vertical LEDs on each side. So you can see we have 20 pins on each side. So here out of 40 pins, 32 pins are used as port pins. So 32 pins are used as port pins, and we have divided these 32 pins as 4 ports: P0, P1, P2 and P3. You can see we have the port 0 here, we have port 1, then we have port 3 and port 2, right? So total 32 pins are available as 4 ports, so 8 into 4, each port will be having 8 pins, so 8 into 4, totally 32 pins, and the remaining pins are used as power supply, clock generators, external interrupt request and pins for serial communication. Let's start with port 0. So this port 0 is totally consisting of 8 pins. You can see here the location for port 0 is from 32 to 39. So P0.0 to P0.1. So these pins are multiplexed pins, nothing but they can be used for both address and data. So here this 8 pins whatever they are available in P0, they can be used as both input and output. If the pins are having 0, whenever we are resetting, if the pins are having 0, it will be acting as output. If you want them to work as inputs, then make sure that all the pins of that port, particularly they should carry 1. They should carry 1 so that they can work as input. So here this port 0 will be acting as a open drain. We say it is a open drain, which means that it is a switch. It is a switch which is connected to the ground or it is disconnected. So that if you want to achieve the desired voltage, you want to connect this port 0 to 10k ohm pull-up resistor. 10k ohm pull-up resistor. You have to connect this port 0 to 10k ohm pull-up resistor so that you can achieve your desired voltage. So now we have written a program over here, so that you are trying to send the bits 55 and then AA. The ultimate goal is you want your pins to work as input pins. I said the pins should work as input, so that you can program them to carry only 1. So here we have written a part of the program where we are trying to send 55 and AA. You can see here, so whatever the 55 you have, the representation is 01, 01, 01, and you are sending the data in accumulator and from accumulator to port 0, and we are waiting for an delay. After that again you are trying to send the data 0 AAH, which is nothing but the complement of 55. This is nothing but the complement of 55. Zero one zero one 0101. So complement of this is 1010 1010, which is nothing but A. So you are trying to complement your the 55 and you are sending the alternate bits 55 and AA, and again from from accumulator you are trying to send it on P0 and you are waiting, and this will be keep on repeating. So I said port 0 can be used as both input and output. So now you can see, if you want to make it as the input, then you have to make them, you have to program them such that all the pins should carry 1. So that 1 is nothing but your FFH, right? So you have made them to carry FFH, and of course from accumulator you are storing back to P0. And this section, this part of the program, it is to say that the data which is present on port 0, you are sending on port 1. The data which is present on port 0, trying to send it on port 1. So this section says the same thing. So the data which is present in P0 you have stored in accumulator, and again from accumulator to port 1. So this will be keep on repeating. I said the port 0 should be connected to 10 ohm pull-up resistor so that you can achieve the desired voltage. So this is, it is shown over here. So all the port 0 is connected to 10k ohm pull-up resistor so that you can achieve the desired voltage. Next we will go with port 1. So port 1 is also consisting of totally 8 pins. So this port 1 is taken the position between 1 to 8, and again they can be used as both input and output, but the thing is they don't want any pull up register because the registers are built in internally. And again you are trying to send the same 55 over here on the pins, right? So from accumulator you have sent it on P1 waiting for the delay, and in the previous port 0 you have taken like you are directly sending AA, but here we have taken an instruction called as complement A. So complement A is nothing but inverting the A. So A is holding 55, right? A is holding 55, you are complementing it, nothing but AA. So again you are trying to send the information 55 and AA. So now you have written the program. This section of the program is saying that you have made your port 1 to act as an input port. To make any port as an input port, I have already said that you have to transfer the information, like all the pins should carry only 1. And again we are trying to save the information which is present in P1 and all in different registers like R5, R6 and R7. So now you can see, so this you have made your port 1 to act as an input port by sending all ones. Then the information present in P1 you are trying to send it on accumulator, and again from accumulator you are storing that result on R7. So wait for the delay. Again the next data we will take from P1 to accumulator and from accumulator to register R6, wait for delay, and again the next data from port 1 to accumulator and again accumulator to R5. Next we will go with port 2. So port 2 is also having 8 pins. The pin locations are between 21 to 28. Here you can see pin locations are from 21 to 28, and they too don't want any pull up register because they have the built-in registers. So this section of the program will say you again sending of your information 55 and AA. So you have to complement. We have taken directly instruction CPL which says that complement register A, and again port 2 as input. So port 2 as input means all the pins of port 2 should carry 1. So FFH you have written. So FFH you know 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So all 8 pins you are trying to send. Yes, you made the port 2 work as input. This section, and next section what you are doing, the information which is present in port 2 you are trying to send it on port 1. So you took the data from P2 stored in the accumulator here. So this instruction is to say that the information from port 2 to A, again from accumulator to port 1. Right? You have made that to work as an input. Next we will go with port 3. Port 3 is also consisting of 8 pins. The location is between 10 to 17. So of course they are having 8 pins. They are multifunctional too. They are this port 3 pins are available for different function which is shown as it is in the table. We can see that the pin number 0 and 1 they are used for serial communication. So 0 is acting as for serial reception and 1 is for serial transmission. Then P3.2 and P3.3 they are used for external interrupts. Then P3.4 and P3.5 they are for your timers, and P3.6 and P3.7 are for reading and writing. So this is about the pins which are available in 8051. So these are about the total 32 pins we have discussed, and the remaining 8 pins VCC and VSS. So VCC is for +5 and VSS is for ground. So you can see pin number 20 for ground and pin number 40 for VCC, right? So next we have pin number 18 and 19 which are for clock generator. Then we have address latch enable pin number 30. So this address latch enable is to demultiplex the line. So we said AD0 to AD7. So that is port 0. They are multiplexed to carry both address and data. So To demultiplex this line and to obtain the lower half of an address, we need an external latch and ALE signal. Then we have the reset pin number 9. So for proper reset operation, we have to make sure that the reset signal should be held high for at least 2 machine cycles, right? So next we have pin number 29. PSEN bar. So this is to say program store enable. Next we have EA bar pin number 31, which is for external access. So when EA bar is high, the program fetches the addresses which is present in the addresses, the information present in the address 0002 0FFFF are directed to the internal ROM, and the program, it will fetch the data which is present in the address 1002 FFFFH are directed to external ROM. If EA bar is low, all the data which is present between the addresses 0002 FFFFH are fetched by the program and directed to the external ROM. So this is about the pin details and programming of IO pins in 8051 microcontroller.